Holy shit, ladies and gents, it's been a fucking minute. But I will give y'all the little bit of the deets that I've been collecting a little bit of scadu, so we're not having a full-fledged like hunt for scadu right at the beginning, and that we can actually hop into some bosses rather early than later. So it makes a little bit of hope in there, just a little bit. Oh, it was the other way, right? No. What the what the hell just fucking landed on my ass? Yeah, it was this way. Okay. Yeah, it's been a solid fucking minute. Normally with work. What's up, Bing Bong? I felt a little bit bad, but not 100% because normally on what's Tuesdays for me, Wednesdays for other people is normally a work day for me, and they freaking actually had work at my job for once, so they actually needed me to be in yesterday, so that's the only reason for no stream yesterday. Holy shit, new background. I told you it was coming in. It's just black. It's just it's so that has, oh, you cat gave birth, congrats. Basically, instead of the gray sheet, I was supposed to get one thing, but then for whatever reason Amazon swapped back to my old address, and it sent that shit to over there, and I can't get a refund on that shit. So I had to get something through Lowe's, and then Lowe's kind of scanned me on the shit that it showed me compared to what I got. So we're kind of rocking something not fully the same as the sheet, but a little bit, but at least it's like the black background. But it's not all the way like pinned to the roof. So that aspect of like the light is not really there. James is just in the, the Fell Twins in there. Most likely. You'll see glimmers of it. Yeah, no, I collected a good little bit of scadu for like the time being, so I can get some Zilloba going. What's my stats? I got you. Hold up. We have the okay, so this is with the Rune Archon. So it's 35 Vig, 25 Endurance, 45 Strength, 50 Dex, 38 Faith, and 33 Arcane. Ow. Want to see the kittens? Hell yeah! As a cat owner myself, I would love to see the cats. Also, how you doing, Zoe Zeal? You play for like 80 hours, still don't get, just still don't get stats. It's okay. Stats are whatever. Ah, I thought I was gonna get that. Ow. There we go. It all depends on your build. So since this is a okay, let me get back to where my weapons are at. So basically, since it's more or less the multi-hit for multiple statuses, So since we have this weapon, which is our main one, which is the Answer Rapier, it has its normal base for physical scaling for strength and dex. So those two are always gonna like somewhat want to be the same level, which is why it's like 45 strength, 50 dex, because this adds 5 dex. So that's the only reason it's skewed a little bit. But we do have an arcane scaling, which helps boost the blood loss and not so much the scarlet rot. So this weapon doesn't have an innate arcane scaling, so you can't really boost the amount of rot buildup, but you can boost the bleed buildup. And, you know, we're using poisonous mist, so it helps a little bit. But basically, the faith is just so we can cast the 2 buffs that we have. You just sent over the photos? Nice. But that's basically it. And endurance is just so we can have the strength to, or the equip load to actually wear the armor. Honestly, if you understand how to dodge most bosses are decently enough, you really only need to level vigor up to like 30. It doesn't really have too big of a benefit past 30. Especially when Godric the Great Rune gives you an extra 5 into that stat when you have it equipped. Oh. I'm like, I'll go to strength with a hammer, and now I'm going to DLC. I mean, most hammers are like scale very good with strength anyways. So if it's an infusible one, I would say definitely put a heavy attunement onto it. But definitely, if you're going for like a strength build, endurance is also very helpful. Because as much as you want to like hit those strong like charged R2s to hit the staggers, you also want to be able to like tank a hit too. You're naming them Bongo, Odd One Out, the Galactic Destroyer, and Rocket Launcher. I think I saw a freaking kitten named Galactic Destroyer on TikTok. Honestly, I love Bongo. Bongo sounds fucking cool. It's a sweet name. Also, Pink Monk, you would never be able to guess my drink of choice for tonight. I can almost guarantee you would not be able to guess what I'm drinking. I have it set off to the side. As a joke, your best friend wants to name his first son Pussy Destroyer. Jesus Christ. I was about to say, I was like, I would hope that's a joke. Ghost Star Monster, you are wrong on both ends. I will give you one final guess. Nope. Naked. Big ass jug too. I was at Walmart and I saw the big ass thing. No. Damn right. Out of context, that's fucking hilarious. Not sponsored, by the way. I forgot the duct tape. I was supposed to duct tape and put not sponsored. It's your first time playing Souls, so you're asking for some advice. Is there any specific things for me to upgrade? Okay. I would say first and foremost of your weapons smithing, I would say get it to plus 25. If it's somber, definitely get it to plus 10. That's going to be your first easy help. Depending on what your weapon scales with. So basically the letters on like here where it says strength is C, dex C, arcane D. So if you're leveling mainly strength, I would definitely say if it's infusible, put it to heavy. It'll give you your best damage, like the best bang for your buck with your stats probably. And then try to level endurance enough to wear, excuse me, like beefy enough armor. Like this is just Bernal's armor, which is a pretty decent one minus this, but it'll put me in heavy load. So of course endurance will help you be able to wear heavier armor that has a lot more help with damage negation. So that's a very big benefit. If you're going into if it's your first time going into a DLC, you definitely want to have your weapon fully upgraded. Stats like vigor, definitely up there. Endurance is definitely up there. And then if lastly, it's just whatever for whatever weapon you're using. Which is why I said I was like most of my stats is an even split between dex and strength, because this is a C in both of those for the scaling. So that's where you would see the most benefit. And then of course there's a little bit of arcane, but that's just for like the passive effects. I mean, but feel free. Let me know. Like, you can put in the chat what weapon you have, you're using, the stats you have, and I can try to help a little bit better. It's hard to like, it's hard to guess it like off the top of your head. What would Josh say? He'd be like, "What? I missed it." Josh would be sad he missed it. It'll be completely out of context, but he would be like, "What? I missed it?" I didn't get the... Okay, yeah. Oh no, she's the one that was there when I bought it. She knew exactly what was going on. Also, if anyone's here from the Rick video, I very much appreciate y'all. Y'all have made a grown man fucking cry. Outside of this, like when I saw it just continue to grow, I was in tears the other day, dude. Like no joke, Ping Pong. I was in tears. That is how I was so happy about that. That was like the biggest like shock to me. You got naked with your wife in public. Big is at 40, endurance is at 30. Strength is at 70, and they're using Prophet Guy. Do you know the name of the weapon you're using? Have you killed the sleeping dragon yet and thought about farming it? Well, I think if you're talking to Zoil, or is it Zoziel? I just know it's a badass big hammer. Did you get it from did you get it from a chest on a carriage? Silver, I believe if you're talking to Zoziel, then I would assume with that level of strength, killing Sleeping Goyle would not really benefit besides maybe one more level into one stat. It wouldn't really do a huge benefit at that point. Okay, if you're talking about okay, so that's Giant Crusher. I would definitely say if you have that much strength to put it I would say try to find Lion's Claw. That's definitely your better bet for that. And then have it heavy attuned. If you haven't already gotten that Ash of War. That Ash of War is basically like if you have oh, thank you, Rover Games, for following. If you have Lion's Claw and have decent enough armor on, then you could basically just spam the Ash of War and just not really think about anything a lot in the DLC. Because it has hyper armor for it, and if you have enough resistances for your armor, you can basically just walk through it. Yeah, basically you get the power card in anime. But also there's a bunch of basically the DLC, if you haven't heard anything about it. With them, you have to collect Scattertree fragments, which help boost your overall damage. So I would say well, basically, if you get about 12, like your Scattered Blessing to 12, you're basically the same power level as you would be in base game, but in DLC. But basically, if you can get to blessing level, and what I mean by Scattered Blessing is like right there where it says Scattertree Blessing. If you get it to 15, you're basically fine. 12 is just to be the same level as you would in base game. Those very much benefit you because okay, so the major difference is everything that is in yellow is being boosted by the Scattertree Blessings. If I didn't have any Scattertree Blessings, they would basically be the same level as if I went over the base game. But you having 30 endurance, you would probably be able to wear my entire armor set. The Scattertree Blessings, it's you see, okay. But yeah, essentially before you fight any like major boss, you can get roughly to Scattered Blessing like 12 anyways. Before, like, I haven't fought any boss and I'm at 13. I have not fought a single DLC boss and I'm already at Scattered Blessing 13. And then when you kill another one of the bosses, it unlocks 5. So if you're at 13 and you have like 1 extra to make it 6, then you can end up getting to that 15 perfectly fine. Idea for a drink. Turn any Arizona iced tea I buy into a cup, so I frozen monsters so I can use as an ice block for the drink I store inside the can. That sounds nice. I will say, Zoziel, I would recommend at least the bare minimum getting the Ash of War for Golden Vow, because that will definitely help you with both defense and damage boost. Here, can you walk into this? Thank you. All right. Anyways, Ancient Dragon Man down. That might have been one of the smoother Ancient Dragon Mans that I did. Definitely up there. Dragon Mommy time. Dragon Mommy time. Precisely. I will say, Zozio, don't fully like... Don't stress out about the Scadu. You can still technically like destroy bosses without the Scadu blessing. It's basically a lot of help. You beat that boss easily, I'll be like... Okay, I will say one thing about that boss in particular. So it is an NPC boss. And he has essentially like 0 poise. So you more or less could just micro stagger the hell out of him. Bing Bong, Zoizio doesn't know who Dragon Mommy is. They're going into the DLC for the first time. Don't worry. You're about to see her right now. We have a whole emoji for channel members just because of Bing Bong's obsession. Oh, where is she? What? Oh, it's because it's night. There she is. Hold on. Dragon Mommy? Yes, correction. You're... Well, okay. To be fair... To be fair, we were both in colluding for the bail dong. Can I put my own emoji in the chat, or am I just stuck? I can. Oh, this is one. But if I had never asked about entering Grail's area, I would have never... Precisely. With the emojis handmade by me, literally looking up and figuring out how to do everything. Ah! Bing Bunk, could you take a wild guess on how much that Rick video has made so far? It's probably... You don't super highball it, trust. Don't try to super highball it. It's not as big as you think. You gotta go higher, Bing Bong. Yup, you gotta go higher, and it hasn't even fully finished processing yet. A little bit higher. I know. I was shocked for my size too. You know me. I'm not a stranger to fucking showing shit. I'll show you. Conversion rate from USD to Aussie. I have exactly zero clue what that is. I forget if your guys is higher or lower than ours. Okay. Ping pong. So mind you, it is not fully updated. What's my microwave color? I have a black microwave. So it's just social security number. Okay. So it hasn't fully updated to today yet. It's still 2 days behind processing, but $121.83. What's that in? Okay, Australian dollars. That is 171 Australian dollars. It is like a difference of like 50 bucks. In the sense of the number. It's in a difference of 50. Oh yeah. That literally made the minimum payout for next month, or for technically this month, but because the minimum payout for you, I mean, you can set your minimum payout at like a higher number, but the lowest you can go is $100 for within the month. So it is already, just that one video alone has surpassed that. You made double what I'm. Yeah, see, but that would you work in 6 hours? Yeah, but that was over the course of like 5 days to get that. Also, I am also in California, so $121 does not go as far as everyone thinks it does. The streaming part said, yeah, I was just like, I mean, technically, I spent like 6-7 hours. Son of a, shut up. I spent about 7 hours editing that video. Josh is gonna hate me about that shit. I spent about like 7 hours editing that video, and then it took 5 days for that. Holy shit. Holy shit. Thank you, Zozio, for the 5. Holy shit. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. I never ask anyone to freaking do the channel members. So I very much appreciate you doing that. Well, if you're here and you got a membership from Zozio, please say thank you to Zozio while they are here. No good deed goes unnoticed. I think honestly, I'm looking at some of the names. I think some of these people are like new too. At least one or two of them is. I think they're rather new subscribers. Is now exempt from random banning rates. So what you're saying, Bing Bong, is your fee for not banning someone in a random raid is $5. You just gave yourself a limit. You just gave yourself a. You're lucky Sage isn't here. Sage would abuse that real quick. Are now pay to win. Hey, you gotta be careful because freaking Sage would end up seeing that, and then Sage would end up being like, oh, so I can gift 5 and then say per chance and stream. Blessing. Zoziel can say the word now, which is funny because it wasn't until I said the word that no one knew. What's the hardest boss you think in this game? From a personal standpoint, the boss that like I get the most like annoyed when it doesn't work is Bale. It's a very good boss and like boss fight design. I just don't like Bale. That's my hardest, but for most people it would probably end up being either Melania or Promised Consort Radon. More importantly, phase 2 Promised Consort Radon. There's more bullshit in phase 2 than there is phase 1. Same shit with Melania. I would say Melania phase 2 and Promised Consort Radon phase 2. We're really cheesing it out there. No, I hate Rykar because it's a gimmick fight. It's not because it's hard, it's because it's a gimmick fight. There's a difference, Bing Bong. I don't like it because it's gimmick. That's weird. Do I play mobile games? I play COD Mobile. That is the only mobile game I play. Okay, give me like 2 seconds. I guess one of my cats took a shit on the floor in my bedroom, so I will be right back. You know, I swear to y'all, my cats decide to do like the dumbest shit the second I hit go live. It's always the second I do. Have you heard of Mobile Legends Bang Bang? I have not heard of Mobile Legends. You're trying to make the channel big but don't have time. I mean, trust me, Zoiziel, I try to maximize the most amount of time that I have with things. So I truly understand what you mean with the whole time management shit. To bang bang. That'd be funny as hell though. Not touchy, not touchy. I don't play a lot of mobile games. I haven't in a long time, but COD Mobile is definitely my most consistent. I like to play it here and there. Yeah, it's a funny name, but also addictive game. Okay. I'll probably have to take a look into it. I like to have some things that I have like in like the offhand or whatever to like look at a play. Does charged horseback ice rapier still shoot the blade? Oh no. Let's see. Nope. Sag. That'd be pretty cool though, on horseback, just shooting that out. It's a mind game, so careful. Okay. Yeah, no, trust me, Zoiziel, freaking trying to balance like anything you outside of like video games, and then trying to make. I was like trying to find the time to actually play video games, and then on top of that, like make the videos, like edit the videos, all that stuff. Definitely a hard thing to do, but it's just like. If you can do it in like only a little bit of time, I was like, it still works. There's no magic formula to being like, oh, you have to post like this many times a week or some shit. Literally, there's been people who blew up by like posting like once a month. Opinion on Kurt Cobain's hair, mainly heart shape. Mainly heart-shaped box. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Kurt Cobain's hair. Like, I got the grunge look and all that stuff, but I think it's a little too much. In my opinion. Look at Michael Reeves. He barely posts. Oh yeah. And I mean, and like we wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, Michael Reeves has some good edits, but at the same time, he's not like overzealous with how he edits his videos either. I'm a big proponent on Like the idea that it comes personality first and then it becomes like what you're making a video on, in my opinion. Because if you have the personality to drive whatever you're making, then it'll push it that much better. You're growing your hair out to that length? Ah. Oh, trust me, I don't try to forget anyone. I'm like, literally, I was like, I have a piss poor memory, but if someone brings up something like that that could be used for me to remember them, then it's like super easy for me to. Like I had someone when I used to stream on Twitch come in with a whole different name, and they started talking to me, and I was like, huh? And then they're like, oh yeah, I was so-and-so on Twitch. And I was like, oh, okay, now I fucking remember. On account, I'm half cemented into emotes. Precisely. That and you're a mod, Bing Bong. It's kind of hard not it's kind of hard to forget you when you're a mod on the channel. Like the 12-year-old cracked at it with the taser. Well, that's the Michael Reeves I know. His edits aren't like insane, but they work for him. You get me? It's the same way with like how Scumnut does his shit. Precisely. Which is kind of funny that I literally compared freaking Michael Reeves to Scumnut when you really think about it. But there's so many like shared shit between the two of them when you really think about it. Don't you think so? Michael Reeves and Scumnut have like somewhat similar like fucking things behind them. Okay. Oh, right. I need the other one. I was like, I knew I was missing one. Yeah, Bing Bong was is the reason behind that one, because Bing Bong, I was like, oh, what should I do next? And Bing Bong was just insistent, like, on me doing the Pure Blood Knight, and then I did it, and then it led to the Eleanor's Pole Blade video, which Eleanor's Pole Blade video blew the fuck up for me. You can see some editing styles where it's not over the top and rather just what's in the video. Precisely. I feel like basically the extent of Michael Reeves' editing comes down to when he green screens himself into shit. That's what I would say would be like his max within his editing. Every post James did after that question, I'd be in comments asking what the stream was like. Precisely. Gotta look closer there. The scooter car B-roll with the green lights was banging. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. I was like, it's like somewhat right there. Because Michael Reeves has like his random like really like fun edits at random points in the video, and then I would feel like Scumnut tends to have his like right up in the beginning, and then it's like somewhat scattered throughout it. What's the best and worst build would be in the game? Definitely I would say, okay, it's kind of hard because it's like if you put the right stats in this, there's, well, okay, well technically there's no worst build either when you really think about it. I would probably say, Worst would be anything with the script daggers, which is something you get from the DLC. And best currently, I would say anything Bloodfiend's arm related. Because there is 2 different types of builds you can do with Bloodfiend's arm. Both weapons are in the DLC, which is funny enough. Both DLC weapons. But that's what I would say. I mean, there's an argument for Cypherpodas, but at the same time, the Cypherpodas, when built as like the pinnacle holy build, it's perfectly fine. But anything else, it sucks. Worse is like the left unarmed jab with the woe tally and Shiburi tallies. These plus the high damage, low speed magic tally. Well, I mean, when you're stacking on stuff that like boosts like the damage you're gonna take, then yeah. But we're saying build in a sense of weapons. It's like it's hard to say. Because at one point in time, Euphoria was up there. Another point in time, you could probably say Dark Moon Greatsword was probably one of the best weapons at one point in time. Blasphemous Blade was up there. The weapon you're using right now, Zoziel, the Giant Crusher, was up there again. It just depends on the type of build you do with it. And to be fair, I thought the worst weapon was Vari's Bouquet, and I did a whole run dedicated to that and just smashed through people. I think Vari's Bouquet was the first time I ever no-hit phase 1 for Melania. To be fair. All right, we're actually going to fight a Remembrance boss. I'm not going to go down to Jory because I don't feel like going down there just yet. So we're going to fight Gaius for these 5 real quick. Oh, did I go too early? I probably went a little too early. All right, just on time. Now, the weird part of this is the whole Ash of War part. Okay. Oh, I got both of them on him. Ow. Ow. You know what? Fair's fair. That's fair. You know, I hit him with both. Can I get poison on him? I don't know why I crouched. Goodbye, sir. It wouldn't be a status effect build without letting him die to the status effect. To be fair. I know politics aren't allowed, but can we bring up how Hedge Dev department spent $9 million on crab and lobster in 1 month? What the fuck? How the fuck do you spend $9 million on crab and lobster? You know what? I feel like that's a fair topic. I love how you bring up. I know we're not allowed to talk about politics. Okay, if it's something stupid, then I'm like, all right. How many status effects are there? There is Frost, Bleed, Poison, Scarlet Rot, Madness, and Destined Death. However, Destined Death really only works in PvP. Because almost every boss, including the NPC bosses, cannot die to Death and Death. However, NPC bosses are susceptible to madness. So they can get affected by madness. So like Gideon can. I don't think Via's champs can because they're technically spirits. The NPCs in a DLC can be affected by madness. But literally everything else, and there's a wiki for it that helps a little bit. That will tell you about the resistances and all that. But most bosses are either... Oh, there's sleep too. I don't know why I didn't say sleep. Sleep is technically another one. Yeah, but there's some bosses that are straight up immune, and it'll be weird. There's some that don't make sense that they can get like poisoned or scarlet rotted, but they can. Like the Crystallians can get poisoned. Makes zero sense how a fucking whole ass crystal being can get poisoned, but they can. And then there's some bosses like Estelle that can get poisoned and scarlet rotted, and I think bled too, but they can't get frost procced. So it's really weird. So right now you're using rot, poison, and bleed. Precisely. So there's a thing for it where if you get the black wet blade and you put the poisonous mist ash of war, which okay, you can choose a different affinity as long as it is in that same bracket. So the Anspur Rapier has innate Scarlet Rot. So, but there is no actual, like, you can't put Scarlet Rot onto something. It has to have it innate with it. But when you get the Poison Ash of War, under the Black Wet Blade has Occult, Bleed, and Poison. So if you put a Poison Ash of War, like Poison Mist, you can now put the affinity for Bleed. Now, in order to get all of them together, is when you use the Ash of War Poisonous Mist, it puts a cloud on it, and then now the green that's on the Anspur Rapier itself allows you to inflict poison, or a chance to build up poison on a boss when continuously attacking. Now, since I already have Scarlet Rot and Bleed built up on it, those I can just get by solely attacking. And the only reason I have this is because it's the only thing that, like, it has frost buildup just innate onto it. But I can also change the Ash of War on the Anspur Rapier to a frost build if I really wanted to. But sometimes it's a lot easier just to swap between the two. Also, I forgot to swap to the Poison Hand on my fucking offhand. Yeah, like if you dual run hammer with axe and bleed, you can basically have them all and just power stance it. What do I want? Okay, so that's fine. We can keep that at 30. 30 is fine there. Basically, hold on. Yeah, so as long as the boss can do that, like can get affected by at least one of those, then the weapon's perfectly fine. If they can't get affected by any of those, I would just use the other one. But yeah, for triple proc, yes. But basically, this is what I mean. So I have Poison Mist. I can either have it as just normal attunement, which does nothing besides just having the Scarlet Rot buildup. But I can have it either as Poison, which gives me a lot of poison buildup because of how my arcane level is at. I can keep it on Blood, which does that. Or you can do Occult, but Occult doesn't really do anything, like, until you have, like, insane levels of Arcane. Occult is basically, if you're... Say you're doing a leveling only Arcane run, Occult is definitely your way to go. Yeah, basically, if you want to, if you want to fuck people, like, there's certain weapons that have a crit multiplier, like how these ones say critical for like 100, but there's certain weapons that have like a 110 or they're much more. Like the daggers all tend to have like anywhere between one. Well, most of them tend to have just 110, but the misericord has a 140. If you farm to get the executioner's great axe, it has a 115 crit. You're just talking bleed shield, tackle, fingerprint shield. Ah. So if I do a bleed build, I should... Well, Seppuku does technically two things. If you're doing a bleed build, you're going to want to have Lord of Blood's Exaltation, and then for a talisman slot, and then the white mask for an armor piece, because both of those give you a boost when a bleed proc is in the vicinity. And Seppuku basically jump starts that because you get an immediate blood loss on yourself. So you immediately proc both those buffs within doing that. But you also get an additive bonus when Seppuku actually applies to the weapon itself. Yeah, you can also do poison Seppuku, and then it's the same thing. But it'll be a lot better if you have it on a weapon that has like innate bleed with it. Speaking of which, I almost forgot. That has innate bleed with it, because then you can have both the bleed there and then the poison build up. As long as the weapon you're using something has like already a specific innate type of like status effect damage, then you can swap the status effect you're putting on it based off the Ash of War. However, there are certain Ashes of War that can use whatever affinity. Have they not noticed me? Like, what's it? What's up, Gogo? If one dude shits on the bleed damage while guarding, there's a spike shield. Oh yeah, there's a spike shield like really early on, and it's a great shield that has innate bleed loss on it. I forget the name of it, but I believe it's in Shifra. Oh, you're talking about occult. Okay. If you're doing a bleed build, you wouldn't want to use occult if it didn't have innate bleed. Where am I going? The best body buff is red perfume, and the best aura buff is commander standard, right? No, technically you're the two best buffs. Honestly, I would always say the best aura buff would probably be what fucking I forget the difference between two. Whenever I fight a boss, I'll fight like 30 minutes almost. I want to try melting a boss. Ah. So it all depends on what the... Hold on, let me see if I can... Okay. It all depends on what the boss is weak to. Occult itself is only helpful for if you have like... a lot of levels into arcane. So like say for an extreme, if you have 99 arcane, occult will be your best bet because it will give you a lot better for physical damage. Any boss? Okay, so not every boss is able to be bled. Like there's a lot of bosses that can bleed, but not a whole lot. But if you're saying in the sense of what's it? Depending on what weapon you want to put bleed depends on which boss you're fighting. Because sometimes you can put bleed onto a weapon, and if your arcane level isn't decent enough in a sense, then your blood loss buildup will not be as high. So the only reason this one has a 97 in blood loss buildup is because of where my arcane level's at, not because of what level the weapon's at. If I just leveled up the weapon and didn't level up arcane from where it was at the base, I would probably have closer to like 70 bleed loss buildup. Yeah, and some weapon types just don't work on certain. Some weapon types are just a lot harder on certain bosses. Are the Cold Scavenger swords better? Are the Bleed Bandit? Okay, so if you have it that way, in 60 Arcane, 60 Dex, then Bleed Bandit curved swords would be better. If you're going for a curved sword build. But if you had the maybe 30 Dex and about roughly 80 Arcane, then Occult Scavengers would probably be better. But me personally, I like putting either fire or flame art on the bandit curve swords because I like them better as a multi jump attack build for fire. That's just me personally. Alrighty, Dancing Lion. You're definitely not my favorite boss in the DLC. Deceptively, you're probably my least favorite next to fucking Matir, but we're here. You can definitely do all of these on him. Come here, good sir. Ow. Hello. Yeah, I forgot I hate lightning. Hello, good sir. Oh, we're doing win? Okay. Goodbye. We were doing win, sir? Huzzah? But yeah, no, I would definitely say I would go Occult Scavenger, Curved Swords. The weapon looked like Inosuke's weapon from Demon Slayer when he used that. There's a lot of weapons that have resemblance to other shit. Also, I totally forgot about this, but I have a lot of money. The girl who wants to call. Oh, it's coming up. Okay, yeah, no problem. You enjoy your nice little phone call there, Bing Punk. Maybe pay you more than 100 runes an hour. Never. Until Godric changes his rates, I can't. Also, what's it? Before I forget, Zoisiel. So the best benefit about trying to get a frost proc on bosses that can is it adds a debuff to almost every boss that can get frost proc for like the next, as long as you see it's still on the boss, like the boss still looks like it has that frost on it. It has like a negative 20% damage reduction. Hit me. You missed. All right, time for the most skillful boss in the game here. You know what? Fuck it. Well, let's go sell all the money that I have real quick. I just have that sitting there for no reason. We have all our weapons leveled up that we're going to be using. We kind of could just throw to the moon there.
Who are you? Oh, now.
Sell. There we go. All that for 2 levels. Where was I going? Right. I was like, I swear to God, if I didn't get the grace before leaving. Also, because of the sole purpose of the build, I could have done different talismans, but the most beneficial is literally the 2 for the status effects and then the 2 for multi-hits. I keep forgetting to swap to the fucking poison hand. There we go. All right, let me see if I can actually get the poison mist off to make it a benefit for her. Or not for her, but against her. Okay, we got the poison off. I almost dodged that earlier. Can I? Oop. Ow. Oh, nice. There we go. Damn. She went down hella fucking quick. You know, when all those buffs start stacking, buffs start stacking, she starts falling down real quick. You remember one first boss I fight, I don't know what rune or other. I level 1 fight an NPC and lost 20k rune. I almost cry a lot. Trust me, I have lost so many runes just solely based off of Like I would die to a boss and then I would fall off a cliff and I would completely lose those runes because I didn't get them before falling off that cliff. Trust me, I fully understand where you're at. It is a pain and agony when that shit happens. Oh, right. I haven't gone to go do fucking Jory. Do we get dagger? Nah, we don't need dagger talisman. We're fine. We don't need... Who needs dagger talisman anyways? I will say though, Zoziel, the boss that I'm fighting is in a sense very gimmicky for that. If you know how to do the backstab looping for certain bosses that can have a backstab loop, it's basically like one and done, and then it's like it becomes the easiest boss. Otherwise, if you can't, then they become a little bit more annoying than difficult. Like the boss we're going to is more annoying than difficult if you don't get the loop done right. And that's my honest opinion with like a good bunch of bosses. It's more so annoying than they are difficult. Like, in my opinion, I would say Melania is more difficult than annoying, while I consider Promise Consort Radon to be more annoying than difficult. But that's after, like, learning how to fight the boss. Do I have... I'll replace it with this. I do. Yeah, after learning how to fight the boss, it makes things so much easier. The hardest boss for you was a Red Wolf. Red Wolf it is very annoying at, like, depending on what level you're at. If you're at a lower level and you don't know how to, like, essentially, if you don't know how to dodge the right way for his attacks, then yeah, Red Wolf is definitely up there. There's actually... Okay, there's 2 actual bosses that are Red Wolves, and then there's one randomly walking around. That's not a boss. We're just gonna pop these 2 because they're the only 2 that give us real benefit in this fight. Oh, he would start with that one. I'm at level 150. That time I can't even hit. Ah. I mean, you just have to know how to... Ooh, there we go. It's just a matter of dodging properly. But there is a struggle to it. I almost lost the loop. Almost. Ow. Goodbye, sir. And that's what I mean by as long as you get him in the backstab loop, easiest boss. If you don't, then it becomes really annoying to fight. Because he starts spawning shit in. You feel like you don't... No. People can say skill issue all they want, but it's just a matter of, like, progressive learning. Trust me, if you look back at my very first Elden Ring video, I was using, like, I did fist only. And I was using some of, like, the best weapons at that time in the game, and I was struggling. Like, I used summons in that very first video for a bunch of different bosses. And I'm not talking about, like, the NPC summons you can summon into the fights. I mean, like, legit freaking getting Mimic Tier, leveling up Mimic Tier, and doing that shit. I didn't feel like I belonged playing the game for, like, 6 to 8 months. Have you fight a boss an hour? It depends on the run. If I have to, like, do a lot, then, like, for the setup for the run, then yeah. But sometimes I can go into, like, fighting, say, Margit with, like, a +0 weapon. Also, Zozio, what do you play on? Do you play on console or do you play on PC? PC? Okay. What's it? If you go to the website for Nexus mods and download, like, what you need to for doing the mod stuff, there is one that someone created, which is basically like a boss rush thing, where all it is you're in a round table hold, and it basically starts at, like, it'll have you fight every single boss, but it starts at, like, a tier 1 and then going higher and higher to, like, to what is considered the harder and harder bosses. I would say if you want to use that, and it'll help you, like, because you can go back to that specific boss, if I remember correctly, and you could just practice. But that's genuinely one of the more benefits for being on PC, because you have access to that. That boss rush mode is definitely a help for learning bosses. Because then it's like, technically you're not really losing your runes and stuff. You're technically learning. So, like, if you wanted to go in there and, like, look up Red Wolf and then just keep trying to go at Red Wolf to learn it. Another thing that I do suggest, and it's something that helped me personally, is if you're able to record yourself when you fight certain bosses, and, like, or at least clip every time you died, where you believed you should have either not gotten hit or you believed you actually did dodge it and you still got hit, and then play that clip back in slow motion and just repeat it over until, like, you can see, like, oh, well, if I dodge this way, so next time you go into it, be like, okay, let me try dodging what my second thought idea was. Because I will always say there is never a thing that it's just like there's never not going to be someone that fits into the Souls community. People who don't think they fit in, it's like some of the people that like I would say don't quit. The second you quit is the second you fall into like some of the trope that like the assholes in the community call it, where it's just like, oh, it's just because you freaking kept dying to a boss and you gave up. I'm like, it's never a matter of dying to a boss and giving up. I would say 9 out of 10 times it's the build you have is probably not set up in the most at least in the most bare bone way. Like, I technically don't need this. I don't need the buffs. If I just walked in with just the Anspar Rapier like this, and then like decent size armor, and then the talismans to help, that's your build. You don't need all this extra stuff, because this is extra stuff. If I was just playing casually, I wouldn't need any of that. But in the sense of Elden Ring, it's really just a matter of you probably just don't have the whatever you're trying to use or you want to use. Like, your build's probably not put in the best suited way that would help you. All right, Mezimur. Let's prepare to beat your ass with status effects. I know for sure we can get him in the poison cloud very at the beginning. There we go. I think I got the bleed proc on him. Ow. I got the bleed, but I didn't get the poison or rot that I wanted. I think he can at least get poisoned. Sadly, didn't get both of them. Thank you, Daniel, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Have you ever listened to the lore of Elden Ring? Not fully, but Bing Bong does let me in on a bunch of stuff. Bing Bong is both my mod and my my lore person. So anytime I like go somewhere and he's like, "Oh, do you know that this drops the whole lore." But I mean, I'm perfectly fine with learning in the stuff anyways. I never go against it. Fuck it, let's do Matir. Oh, right. We just did Mesmer. Okay, so from 15... Okay, so 16 was Gaius. 17 was Dancing Lion. Then we had Valana. Mesmer. Okay, yeah, we're fine. I was like, huh? Oh, we still have to fight the stupid hippo. I forgot. We'll go fight hippo after Matir, so we can at least get those two scattered. Thank you.
Oh yes, this eve. We studied the
You gotta go work. Oh, for work, Nasty. Yeah, no problem. I appreciate you stopping by, though. You have a good day, evening, night, whatever it may be for you. And I appreciate your time for being here. And also, I very much appreciate the gift that you gave me earlier. I never asked for any of it, but it is very much appreciated every single time.
tragedy if ever that he would feel compelled in the play. Do you Marika? Well, it is them. The fingers we all anew. May you join.
May you join. Join me in the underworld. Join me, you fool. I would torture you undeniably. Penguin. Penguin. I don't know what he meant by commenting penguin, but penguin. All right. Mizaram. Oh, shit. We have a new place. We have another person from a new location. I will remember it. Mizaram. Oh, crap. The NPC. I forgot. We belong together. All right. NPC time. For like a minute. Not even a minute. Probably like a couple seconds. Oh, damn. She ran in after me. What the hell? Damn. That's the first time she's ever ran at me. God damn, bro. She had it out for me. Does anybody know if I can complete Nefeli's quests for the 2 ancient smithing stones if I haven't talked to her? How far into the game are you? You haven't burned a tree yet, right? I believe as long as you didn't burn the tree, no, you should be fine. I know between the Elden Ring wiki, so like Vextra Life's website, and I think IGN has it too. She's at Roundtable. Okay, I would just say distinguish her dialogue, and then she might show up where one of the halves of the Halleck tree is at. I don't know I've never fully done her quest line, but I know as long as you do not burn the Erd tree, then you should be able to do most NPC quest lines. As long as it's not attached to another like NPC that is dead. If you do, then you kind of have to like there's some like blessings due that you would have to go to the Church of Virtue and like revive them that way. Yeah, no, as long as she's not dead and you didn't burn the Erd tree, you should be fine. It's the most. Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely helpful. Like if you're trying to level like a lot of or max out a lot of smithing weapons within one playthrough. Definitely beneficial. I believe you shouldn't don't kill Kenneth and don't kill Gostock, and I believe that's like the Fool because I think they're interwoven. I don't know for sure. I believe they're all sitting there at the very end though. At least for that quest line. Honestly, probably don't need the blue, but we're doing the blue anyways. What? I fucking did it early. Now. Yeah, I did it early, but I got the poison. Go. Go, go. I dodged that? Holy shit. I fucking dodged the spin? Fuck yeah, brother. I have like a fucking like 1 in 10 chance of dodging that in my head. Not in game. There's a way to dodge that in game every single time. Just me personally, my own skill issue. I've dodged that maybe once out of every 10 times he's fucking have it happen. On your first playthrough, I killed Kenneth and couldn't finish Nepheli's quest. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I was like, I know it has to be linked with whoever's there at the end too. And that's one of the ones that I was like, I'm pretty sure that he's there at the end. I mean, but also to be fair, if you do Kenneth's one at the very beginning, then you get like an easy early Erdsteel dagger, which is actually really good. That like I thought was shit at the very beginning. But also I like natively kill Kenneth unless I plan on doing something related to his stuff. Just because he gives you the golden seed at the very beginning. All right, Mateer down. Let's actually make our way to go do the Scatter Tree Avatar because that is a bitch of a fight and we don't have a lot of reach with our weapon. Speaking of which, can you bleed the fuck? Well, okay, Scatter Tree Avatar. Can we do? What can we not do to this motherfucker? Frostbite. Oh, we really immune to hemorrhage. Okay, cool. Got you. Immune to hemorrhage, but the motherfucker can be poisoned. Kind of weird. Kind of funny. Actually, we could just put frost on that, actually. That'd be a lot more beneficial. Because he can be rotted, so we just have to frost him to rot. Smart thinking on my part? I think so. Honestly, I feel like Millicent's questline is most rewarding on New Game. On both New Game and New Game Plus. If you're doing a multi-hit build, her quest is definitely very, very beneficial. You get the fucking 2 best multi-hit talismans. I will also say, I find it the most annoying that freaking multi-hit builds, their best thing for the physic isn't until late game. While freaking, if you're doing a charge attack build, everything's like right there at the very beginning. So it's kind of funny that, like, in my own mind, Miyazaki freaking designed the game to be very bonk heavy, or knew that the community was going to be very bonk heavy with builds. Because even in a sense, like, for magic builds, not counting incantations, but like solely like sorceries, one of the talismans that you need is in concentrated snowfield. So it's like, we belong together. That Harry Styles song is getting into me. Really making my head spin. Fighting for each other. It's kind of funny. I could have just cheesed and just threw fire on this, but nah. Okay, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, and then I will be right back for Scatter Tree Avatar. All right. Had to use a bathroom, but we back. We're back for this business. All right. Scattered to Avatar, basically a Frost build going into this. The best pinnacle way of doing it, by the way. I don't think Chilling Mist is probably going to be beneficial. I don't know why I did that fucking twice. Anywho. Ow. Oh, I got frosted already. What the fuck? Is it the multi one? Nice. There we go. What's up, dude? How we doing? Okay, now get all the way the fuck back here. Really? Ow. I almost died. There we go. I almost died. What the fuck? That was crazy. You have time for a stream? Oh, I'm glad you stopped by in here. There we go. Shit. There we go. You would have been too tough in New Game Plus, precisely. Or New Game Plus 7. Precisely. But I also probably would have hoped to give myself a lot more vigor than what I did there. I got very lucky with the circumstances of where everything was and how I got attacked. Definitely very lucky on that. So how you doing? How's your morning, evening, noon, night been for you? I always have to say it that way because we get everyone from like I always have someone random from somewhere in like on the planet, so I have exactly no clue what time of day it is for most people. It's so weird seeing the damage you do and take in a new run compared to New Game 7. True. Absolutely insane. And then sometimes like you could be so built up that it's like that you would think you would not be taking a whole shit ton of damage, and then it'd be like, whoa. You're from the States? Okay. I am as well. I am from The not so glorious state of California, in my own opinion. I don't consider California to be too glorious. It's nice, definitely not glorious. I also find it funny. I popped Golden Vow twice in freaking Scatter Tree Avatar, like by mistake, and had to do freaking a blue flask like early. You're from the land of the mittens? Ah. I have exactly no clue what that means. Ow. What level am I? 153. Ow. Oh, from Michigan. Okay. Again? We're doing this again? You know, I didn't think I would get the... I don't think she's allowed to be poisoned, no? Allowed to be... Okay. I forgot how short my weapon is. Oh, I rolled into that one. She is, in fact, not immune to bleed. She is immune to fucking me hitting her. See? Bleed. There we go. Boss down? No, I believe it's just raw and poison. Which is funny because Melania has a high resistance to Scarlet Rot, but still can be Scarlet Rotted. Funny enough. Yeah, no, she's always been able to be bled. It's just bleed and frost are the only two things that, like, status effects wise you can get her, so you just have to pick and choose which one. Very resistant to bleed. Yeah, in a sense. But I was just like, eh. Actually, hold on, we could look that up like a lot more easier. Ah, yeah, immune to poison and Scarlet Rot, but able to be frosted. Is her frost resist lower than her bleed, actually? Yes. Okay, so her frost is a tiny bit lower than her bleed. So it's not very highly resistant. For frost, I don't know how it's characterized for sure. It goes like 333, 334, and then it jumps to like 500. While bleed is like 453, and then it jumps to like 553. So bleed is harder, but frost is like... Do I have two? I have multiple. It's like a pick your poison type shit. Yeah, that's why I was like, some bosses are like really weird. Like that's why I was bringing up Melania. Like you would think she wouldn't be, like she would be immune to Scarlet Rot, being that her phase 2 is like bulk Scarlet Rot attacks. But she's also, it's just high resist. I think on my straight swords only run, I actually Scarlet Rotted her with the crystal sword that has Scarlet Rot with it. So very funny indeed. Let's go down to PK. Actually, because we're going down here, I'm going to put this on. Which doesn't really do much because it's actually fucking lasers. Oh no, never mind. I've been having like that. So for whatever reason, the past couple times I've been coming down here, I've been having it where like the fucking rocks have been attacking. Yeah, see, like that. They've just been randomly going to attack me. That was probably the best I've had both those lasers go off. The stone worms are sometimes passive except for the laser ones. Yeah, which is weird because I've been like constantly having the little ones aggro me a lot more. Like I've died because I've gotten hit by it. Like these ones specifically over here, for whatever reason, love to aggro me. And it's always while I'm about to jump, so I would end up getting hit in the process. To say I would probably never be able to do a no-hit run is very high for me. It would take me forever to do a no-hit run. This whole area is kind of strange. Yeah, it really is. And then you have the skeletons that can randomly fucking like Kobe your ass with a fire pot. Come here, good sir. Oh my god, I actually almost fell off and didn't. I thought I would have to quit out. I got extremely lucky on that one. I know there's a way you could just throw a kukri at the wall, but eh. Yeah, I just don't like. Okay, this one I hate more. I hate it more to go down to travel to PK than I do to Midra. You Crescent Knight. I believe he is immune to. Yeah, he is immune to literally everything I'm about to. Weaker the Scarlet Rot. I can rot him? What? That makes zero fucking sense. What? I can rot the undead fucking pus. That's absolutely insane. See, and it's stuff like that. I'm just like, he's immune to frost, bleed, and poison, but is weak to Scarlet Rot and Holy. Make that one make fucking sense. With Rot. Like, I'll keep bleed on there just for, like, you know, shits and giggles, but I knew frost was going to be a fucking non-existent thing. Like, frost and bleed made sense, but not having the ability to be poisoned but Scarlet Rot makes absolutely zero sense. Scarlet Rot and poison should be in the same fucking category, and they're not. Really? You're being very weird, PK. Can you do the slam? Thank you. I don't know how I got hit on that one. Okay, he's rotted. This is absolutely hilarious that he got rotted out easily. Brother, I have done fucking what? No, what? Bro, that Scarlet Rot lasted the entire fucking fight. What? That's absolutely insane. The tiny hitbox has such a weird delay. It does, really. It really does. No. Actually, fucking hold on. There we go. It's hysterical how easily you can meet him just rot alone. Yeah, I know. I was like, I could have just like left him. I could have walked away and he would have died to the rot. Absolutely insanity. Yeah, fuck it. We go fight Bill. We could go fight Bill. What's it? It's Bale, Midra, and Radon, and then we're done. Absolute insanity. Oh, right. Mm-hmm. No, I've any rot incantation and basically half his health is gone. You just do rotten butterflies. I saw Yui do a rotten butterflies only run, and that shit looked painful to fucking like back when he would like before he would do a ranking video, he would do the fucking run with all the stuff, like the stuff he was gonna do. Like if he was gonna rank like sorceries, he or like say the crystal sorceries, he would do a run with all the crystal sorceries in a stream, and then he'll freaking do like a ranking video for them. And then when he was done with all the sorceries, he ranked all the sorceries. He did it with curves. I think he did with curve swords too, like all the weapon classes. That's how he did his rankings. He would do all those, then rank them individually, and then he would do the whole all weapons shit. I get Egon just for fun because I love his voice line. I don't get Egon for the need of the for a need of an NPC. Mamma mia. How dead is he? I love how I'm this close and has yet to trigger the boss fucking HP bar. There it is. Dragons using fire upon another dragon. Ah! Sir, you two are supposed to be fighting each other, not randomly breaking rocks. the almost smacked together. Some things like rotten butterflies are just so painful to use, you might as well just use the level 1 weapon. Yeah, I mean, rotten butterflies, it takes too long, there's no hyper armor, and it's not guaranteed you'll get the butterflies off. But when it hits like a fucking truck. Like when it hits properly. Goodbye, sir. Hello, dragon sir. I've come to poke your feet. Oh, you bastard. Ow. Oh, fuck you. You and your damn breath, dude. I miss. There we go. Speaking of which, I think Mesmer's orb incantation was done so dirty by not having it have hyper armor. It doesn't have hyper. I've never used it. It doesn't have hyper armor. That's bullshit. Okay, I will say certain incantations that like have you stuck for so long should have hyper armor. Like you can't tell me that we gave hyper armor to Lion's Claw, but we don't give hyper armor to like all these other things.
You were when fear was yet foreign to you.
And it sucks because it's not even a matter of armor either. Yeah, like you could have like fucking the Verge's armor set on, and it still wouldn't fucking give you enough protection during it. Thank you, Egon. Like that's how much that sucks. How much is it? 70k? It's still not an nice incantation though. Precisely, but then by the time you actually go to do the incantation, Endure runs out. So it's kind of bullshit. There's just way too much bullshit within Rotten Butterflies. Which is like, I feel like Rotten Butterflies should have had the same thing as what's it? Lights of Mikola. All right, Egon, let's rock and roll. That was awkward.
Solid of scale you might be, foul dragon, but I will wiggle withhold your rotten eyes with a hail of harpoons, with every last drop of my being.
Damn, I really thought I could. I really thought that I could just fucking dodge that. All right. What? I'm getting microwaved. That was almost awkward. Yeah, you can roll his phase transition. Oh, this is awkward. Oh, I wasn't even in the area of effect for that. Never mind. Hello, sir. Oh, you fucking bitch. My heal. Nah, he would grab Egon. I love how long that takes effect. Oh, hello. Oh, I still got hit by that? No, let me get the final hit. Let me go. Yeah. I was like, no, Egon, don't take it from me. Yeah, so you can roll the phase transition, and then when he does a shit that's on the ground, you can actually jump it. It's just a whole timing thing. I've never gotten it perfectly down. I've done it like maybe just a very few handful of times. But you can dodge like those certain attacks. I think the whole thing is they have to be able to be dodged in order for like possible no hits. Otherwise you just be like shit out of luck. Bale has the best death animation in the whole game. He really does. You knew someone was in love with that motherfucker when they gave him that. Okay, now we had to take the long tread to go fight Midra. The very, very sad depression state. I used to hate this, like, this walking stage, but then I've learned to, like, love it, actually. Considering it's actually pretty simple compared to, like, going to PK. Going to PK, you have to dodge so much shit, while this is just crouch walk this section of it, crouch walk the other section of it, and you have no worries the rest of the way. Yeah, no problem. You have a good night. Oh, I totally forgot I didn't have fucking Windsword insignia on. Oops. I appreciate you stopping by, though. I believe Midra can get rotted or poisoned. I'm gonna have to look it up. I know he can bleed. That's a definitive. Bleeding is very easy. Frost is right up there well. But if he can't... I feel like I'll look into it, and then whichever is easier to proc, whether it's easier to proc bleed, well... We might do a swap between Frozen Needle and Antspur Rapier. So we might do the swap between the two. That might be a little bit more beneficial to us. Because we could get the Frost proc off, get the debuff, and then, damn, that was close. And then swap back to this. But the only drawback is 60 Frost buildup, and it's not the most beneficial in the sense of time. Oh, wait. I think I have poisoned Midra before. I still have to look into it. Otherwise, it's going to be, like, very, very counterproductive. Yeah, the only annoyance is going to be the walk through to Radon. Still find it funny how all this shit got discovered. Be like, yeah, let's randomly walk into this painting. Very interesting thought processes. Thank God I heard that and jumped. That would have been horrendous. One of these days, that guy's gonna have glowing gold eyes when I go to kill him, and I'm gonna get a nice amount of runes. Today wasn't that day, but it's gonna happen one of these times. Okay, I'm gonna look that up real quick, actually. We're gonna see this. Midra, Lord of Frenzy Flame. Okay, so he is strong. Okay, so he can be poisoned and rotted, but he is strong. And Bleed and Frost are both the same. I feel like Bleed, we might be able to get a little bit more off because Frost, you have to wait for the Frost proc to disappear. Is there a difference in difficulty in the DLC if you enter at New Game Plus 2? No. Basically everything is scaled off of how your character is in base game. So regardless, it will be the same difficulty going into DLC and normal new game as going into DLC and new game plus. It will basically be the same equivalent. Because that's how they made it. They made it where basically the DLC scales on how you are in base game, not how you are, not based off that. Of course, in different new games, plus cycles, like certain bosses have higher HP, but it's not so much that it's any bit different because your stats would end up being higher in a new game plus 2 compared to a normal new game going into the DLC. Yes and no. They technically get stronger, but at the same time, you are also leveling up. So basically, anytime I do a run in New Game Plus, it's more so that they just have more HP and they hit a little bit harder. But that's just the same way we're going into a normal new game on base game. So it's like if your build didn't struggle in base game and DLC on normal new game, then going into new game and plus should not be any bit more difficult because you're going in with a little bit higher stats, but it's still matching the same difficulty. The only difference is you don't have to recollect Scadu. So you're already at max Scadu going into there. So whatever it is, you're already being at a higher benefit going into new game, like plus whatever into the DLC. If that makes any sense. Nope, not. I am not. Nope. That was awkward. I am not dealing with fucking mini Midra just fucking draining the fuck out of my HP like that. Okay. I wonder if I just leave that there. Really? I thought I had enough time. Really? I'm just having a piss poor show in here. This is really just a piss poor showing here. Really? There we go. Easy, boss. Totally? I just took so many fucking unnecessary hits, too. There we go. Off to Neverland. Funny enough, Lita is immune to getting, or I think both Letta and Dane are immune to getting Scarlet Rot. But they are not immune to bleed or frost. Weirdly enough. Very, very weirdly enough, by the way. That's not even like a slightly weird, it's just fucking weird. Yeah. I fucking hate these things. These things can suck a fat wiener. Have we ever had like an actual boss in the game for this? I would have cried. I probably would never do a fucking all bosses run then. I barely got away with that. I hate both of y'all. Why does that track? Why that tracks, I will never know. To the end of time, I will never know. He would fucking lightning my ass. Okay, de-aggro that motherfucker. We ain't done with that one. At all. That motherfucker sucks. You suck. Every time they shoot one of those damn things, it fucks you up. Because then it just turns into you trying to block that attack, and it'll end up bouncing your ass backwards. It's always when I'm jumping too, he wants to do that shit. And then you're stuck in that, like, you get hit and you just fall down right onto a spiral. Oh yes, my favorite part of this little run. Ow. Ow. Oh my god. I hate fighting these things so much. Oh look, another... You know, for being a very endgame area, him dropping a smithing 3 is like a fuck you. There we go. There we go. All right, time for Letta and friends. Well, and friend. She only has one friend this time. As per usual. What? All right, plus 19. Don't really need more than... Oh, I'm fat rolling if I fucking walk in there like that. I had to remember that. Fucking they take my rune arc away. Every time I forget about that. Natan, even though some runs I just end up beating them beforehand.
Don't you dare approach Mikula the Kind. Needle Knight Ledder and Dryleaf Dane will never allow it.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry.
Ow, that hurt.
for speaking to you.
Brother! Ain't no way she got the double swipe on me.
It was an honor to face a worthy one. Now go.
I got her poisoned too. What the fuck? What the fuck? Thank goodness I don't lose a rune arc. I ain't gonna lie though. Dane definitely surprised me. I think I'm just gonna do Golden Vow. I don't think it's worth the extra damage for Howl.
Don't you dare approach Mikula the Kind. Needle Knight Ledder and Dryleaf Dane will never allow this.
Okay. Whoop. Whoop.
I'm sorry for speaking to you like a compatriot.
Ow. You got this, Natan?
I'm Mikula. Make the world.
Hey, Natan. Goodbye, Natan. I appreciate you. Yippee. I had to take my pants off. If I had my pants on, it would have been an easier fight. Look at them puppies. See, but I need to holy resist. Because of phase 2's bitch ass freaking fight. Should we use Letta's armor? Technically, the build is not for maximizing damage, it's more maximizing status effects. Technically. Okay, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick, and then we will fight Radon. All right, ladies and gents, let's prepare our fucking build here. Wasn't our physic again thorny openly? Yeah, that makes sense. Excuse me. Okay, so we're going to... Actually, we could probably go to get the poison raw and then attempt to get the frost. Or we can get frost first, then do other shit. Very debatable. Nah, that's like a lot of fucking swapping, actually. Okay. Do this. Here. Swap. To hand. To drink. Probably smack him with poison mist at the very beginning. Holy shit, what the fuck just happened? The fuck was that damage? Holy shit. Also, I got clipped by fucking something. The double slash, like right there at the end, I got clipped by something. And then that's what kind of fucked me. Per usual, we blame the terrain. Hello, good sir. I need you to do something to come over here. That works. Oh, I did it early. Fuck me. Okay. There we go. Now, if you could go up in the air, that'd be awesome. Ow. Thank you. Holy shit. I didn't know what move he was doing. Huzzah! Huzzah! The very conveniently timed bleed right there at the end. I love how when you can figure out where he's gonna stay somewhere because of how he does his moves, that you can literally just put the fucking fart gas right where he's gonna stay and just fucking dance around him. Absolutely insane. I will say, status effects with all the talismans that you have, GG indeed. Go, GG indeed. With all the talismans for like status effects that you have, it is hard not to say that a status effect build is insanely powerful. Everything in this game is insanely powerful, but stacking status effects upon bosses that are like not immune to those, plus getting buffed by it, is insane. God damn. Absolute insanity. All right. Well, I'm going to head off because I need to start the edit for this as soon as possible so we can have this video out. Hopefully on Friday. Hopefully on Friday. I'm going to try to start a little bit of the edit right now because I have time before I need to rest for tomorrow morning. But I appreciate every single one of y'all for being here. I appreciate you, Gogo. I appreciate freaking Zoiziel for the 5 gifted members. Y'all have a good morning, evening, night, whatever it may be for you guys. And peace out.